So you're vegan.
So then, why don't I have a six-pack yet?
I'm DANI.
I'm NISHA.
I'm NICOLE.
I'm Hannah. And this is
The Vegan View.
Cheers.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Vegan View. Today we've brought back a very special guest. This is Angie from Angie Stewart Fitness. Thank you so much for coming back.
Oh my goodness, thank you for having me.
Today we're going to be talking about weight loss tips and fitness. She is a fitness expert. She is in incredible shape, as you will see from her Instagram. And so we thought we'd pick her brain and learn some things. What are some dietary mistakes that you feel like vegans make when they first go vegan that make them put on weight?
Well, first of all, I think there is a difference between being whole food, plant-based, and junk food vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been vegan a while, we all know what junk food vegan is. It's the Oreos, it's, all those things that you can eat that don't have all the animal products in them, but it's not the healthiest. And personally, I found I was not even a chocolate lover before I became vegan. But when I became vegan, I was like, oh my gosh, I can have this dark chocolate, and it was luscious and so great. And so I started eating chocolate, and I was like, this is kind of crazy, but it's almost like you can't, or you choose not to have it, so then you can have this,
vegan option.
Yeah, this vegan option.
Yeah, that's so true, because sometimes I'll see a vegan donut in the store and I'll be like, I have to buy it because it's vegan.
Yeah.
It's my only option.
I know.
Yeah, so you can, if you go junk food vegan or plant-based vegan, those are two different things. So if you do whole food plant-based, that is obviously going to be the way to be not only healthier, but you can lose weight.
I feel like I was such a naturally healthier eater before I was vegan. I just never really wanted to eat donuts and stuff like that, but now that I'm vegan, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a vegan donut or a vegan cookie, vegan cake. It's so much more exciting because it's vegan, and like part of me wants to like support it because it is a vegan company.
Yeah.
And then it also just feels like a special treat that like I might never have this opportunity again to eat this
That's
since
true.
it's not like always readily available. So I'm like jumping on like every vegan junk food option that I can, because I'm like, I never know when I might be able to get this again.
It's true. I mean, I've had more vegan donuts and vegan Pop-Tarts and pastries and stuff than I've had, probably before I was vegan. That being said, it's, because I eat way more plants and which are naturally lower in calories, it offsets that.
Do you try to strike a balance between the processed stuff and the healthy stuff, or do you have like a ratio? What's your secret?
The word balance, to me, it's like 50-50 when you think of balance. So I don't like to use the term balance because of that, because you can't eat, 50% of your diet as, chocolate and Oreos, and then have, the rest apples and spinach. So in terms of balance, I like to think of it in a way that is not so like hour by hour, meal by meal, or day by day. And I don't believe in having cheat days, because I believe that you should just eat healthier most of the time, and even eat foods that you love and really get in tune with your body as to if you're even hungry or not. Because if you say, well, I'm going to have this cheat day, what if on that cheat day you're not even really in the mood to overindulge on these, treats, so to speak. So I say most of the time, 80% of the time, eat your whole food plant-based things. And then, 10 to 20% of the time, eat those overindulgent treats that you normally wouldn't, like we're talking about the vegan donuts, those type of things.
I love that, because I've heard that a lot of times when we think that we're hungry, it's because we're actually thirsty, and a lot of people don't drink enough water. So that I've heard that you're supposed to like drink enough water first and then see if you're hungry.
I have a great test for that, and it's called the apple test, hence the apples. So I tell my clients, I'm like, look, if you're hungry, carry an apple with you in your purse, in your backpack, in your car. And if you are really hungry, reach for that apple and eat that. If you're not really hungry, you're not going to want the apple.
My mom says
and then
that.
You're gonna,
she's like, if you're not hungry enough to eat an apple, you're not actually hungry.
I think it's true.
Interesting. Is it because it takes so much work to eat an apple?
I think it's just, think about when you are really hungry, you pretty much eat anything, which is why I encourage people, take some food with you in your car that is healthier, because when you're hungry and you're on the road and you're in traffic, you're like, I'll just, grab whatever it is and you'll eat it. And so if it's an apple, it's going to taste like the best apple in the world, and it's going to taste amazing, versus if you just have a bag of, like potato chips, you'll also eat that.
But that could just be that you're craving the potato chips and you're just in a snacky mood.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't want the apple, then you're probably not actually hungry. You're just in a snacky mood. So it's a good indicator of how actually hungry you are.
So other than plants, what about protein? I know a lot of people who are trying to lose weight and build muscle, worry about protein a lot. What do you suggest for that to
protein
clients?
is a huge concern. I mean, when you go vegan, what's the first question you get?
Where do you get your protein every time?
Where do you get your protein? And the good news is that all plants have protein. Did you know that there is no animal that can make protein, and that all protein is made by plants?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so
You're skipping the middleman.
you're skipping the middleman, because animals get their protein from plants, from whatever it is that they're eating. So if we skip that part and then you just go directly to the source, your body is able to absorb it more, and it's just it's a more efficient process.
How important is in taking a lot of protein to losing weight and being physically fit?
Protein is essential. It's essential to building muscle. We all know that. It's essential to, feeling full and having that food stay with you. I don't have people focus on, you've got to eat protein, but I do ensure that they do get enough protein, because it is essential.
So do you recommend that people track the amount of protein that they're taking? Like maybe they write down their meals and then see how much protein they're getting from that?
No, I tell people to start with protein. So whether you're getting that from lentils, tofu, broccoli, pumpkin seeds, start with the protein and then build your plate around that. And then, even green leafy vegetables have protein in them also, but you kind of start there. And I do not focus on calories at all, because if you do that, you sort of start missing the important things in your food, which are the micronutrients, not the macronutrients.
Right.
And, you can fill up on 100 calories of a little packaged thing of crackers, which have, no iron, no antioxidants, all of that stuff. Versus, you can have a couple of apples, let's say, and then you get all of those extra, vitamins and minerals that your body actually needs.
Yeah, people focus so much on macros these days, like just fat, protein, and carbs. And I'm like, you miss out on so many of the essential vitamins and minerals that actually make you function.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's so unhealthy. It's just such an unhealthy way to
It
be healthy and be fit. Sometimes I'll have a day where I have to be driving in the car a lot, and I can't really eat the way that I want to, so I'm having to eat something maybe a little more junk foody or just something quick and processed. At the end of the day, then I don't really know if I've probably had enough calories or enough protein for what I should. Do you recommend doing a protein shake at the end of the night, or what would be the best way to make sure that I get enough?
I think there's so many great protein powders out there, some plant-based protein that you can just add, your base of some kind of green leafy vegetable. You can do almond milk, coconut milk, hemp milk, and then add some fruits, blend it up, put some hemp seed or whatever you like, almond butter, and that would be a really great high nutrient density meal without feeling like, oh gosh, I've got to eat this whole meal before I go to bed. And it tastes really good.
Yeah. Awesome. I think people in the vegan community are so afraid of protein shakes, but you have to realize a lot of the vegan protein shakes don't have these super, super high levels of protein. They have nutrients in them. They're made out of mushrooms and brown rice powder. And it's
pea protein.
A lot of pea protein, hemp, rice. Yeah, there's so many new ones now, and they're pretty clean. Yeah, they're very. Depending on the product, there's a lot of clean ones out there.
But you're right. It's not 100 grams of protein. It's 20.
Yeah. I like to think of them more as a nutrition shake. It's those days where I'm driving to an audition and I have a shoot and I'm I need to eat something more than just potatoes and guacamole.
Yeah. I often just make a smoothie and put it in the car, on the go, because it's easy.
So what also I've noticed in the vegan community, which confused me a lot when I was trying to lose weight, is people being really afraid of fat or trying to just focus on, only eating carbs and stuff like that. But what I'm kind of gathering from you is that it's more important to just focus on getting really good nutrients. And then if you're focusing on that, then you're going to end up eating healthier and looking better. Is that kind of what you focus on?
I would focus on whole foods. Like, think of not just like a whole food, but like the overall packaging of the food, all the things that are in it. Because that's going to lead to you feeling better, to you feeling more full. I just think we have to look at food not just in terms of carbs, fat, protein, but how is this food going to be utilized and synthesized in our bodies, and
how is it benefiting me?
Yeah.
Because I understand, like, I feel like I'm kind of like getting the hang of it, where it's like I shouldn't be afraid of the fat in oil. It's that I'm not getting any other nutrients when I'm eating 100 calories of oil, whereas if I eat 100 calories of an avocado, I'm getting fiber, I'm getting a lot of vitamins and stuff that are also beneficial for me. So it's not really the fat you should be afraid of. It's just that's like you're not getting anything else from that.
Yeah. What about, I know a lot of people, for me it was a huge problem when I first went vegan, the portion sizing. Lots of people are like, eat as much as you can, like really get it in there. And then there's some people who barely eat anything at all. And I know for me, finding that took years, that balance of being like, who's right, like what's right for me. How do you find that? Do you track like on things like Chronometer?
No,
or do you just...
I think once you get on a consistent, plant-based diet, and you really
whole foods, plant-based.
Whole food, plant-based, your body will start to become more sensitive to, are you really hungry? What do you actually need? And your body will dictate the portion sizes that you need. Now, that being said, there's definitely, as far as like green leafy vegetables, you can have as much of those as you want, and that might be where that comes from. And just eat away at all of that. But then, your beans, your nuts, you can't have an entire bag of walnuts.
Oh, you feel so sick after
I know. You can have a handful of walnuts, and there's so many great benefits to that. In the studies, they show that those who do eat, a daily handful of nuts, they do maintain their weight loss, and they are able to lose more weight than somebody who doesn't.
But it's not like 3 handfuls.
No, it's just it's
small.
just
That's
like
the
a small
hard part.
Like not the ones that have the sugar and the butter.
Salt.
Not the glazed ones.
Oh, darn it. I love those.
That's my favorite.
But I would think in terms of, your green leafy vegetables, start there, and then, have your fruits, have your whole grains, have your nuts and seeds, kind of go down the line like that. And I used to tell my clients, or still do, make sure that you have 3 to 5 greens. And I've even said, look, 3 greens a day, 2 fruits a day, a handful of nuts, because that puts it in terms, like, at the end of the day, if you're like, wow, I didn't have 1 green today, and sometimes that happens, and you're like, wait, how did that happen? It just gives you a good way to, check yourself, and, and then fruits, they're, all this stuff about, fruits are so bad, they're so high in sugar, they're so high in this.
Don't even get me started.
You have to look at the complete package of the food. And, a banana, apple, orange, they have so many great things that go with it. Now, not if you juice them and you just have,
take the fiber.
Take the fiber away, and then you add more sugar and stuff like that. But if you have the whole fruit, the whole vegetable, that's great.
That's actually something I'm always wondering about. So if I went to a juice bar and I got a green juice, is that not the same as getting a green smoothie?
It's different in that you don't have the fiber, so you might not feel as full. And then there's the degradation of some of the nutrients. Of course, that is, if you go to, a green juice place and that's what you get, that's a pretty good choice. Comparatively to, it depends on what you're comparing it to.
Like if you wanted something to drink and you have like a soda or a green juice.
You
get the green juice.
So it's not like it's bad.
No.
It's just not as good as eating the whole
I think
like,
of
bowl
green
of
smoothies
spinach.
as like the meal because it's like the fiber and
Yeah.
the whole
Same.
thing
Yeah.
just blended
That's a
up
good way to
versus
say
like
it.
a juice is kind of like I always think of juices as kind of like a vitamin shot, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like absorbed really easily,
That's
and
what I
it's
think
so
of, too.
I always do them whenever I juice. I feel like I feel really good and my skin is really good, but it's in addition to the food I'm
Yeah,
eating.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like it's filling me up at all. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, am I getting like a lot of greens easily
Yeah.
for doing
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, it's like extra vitamin.
And your body can incorporate those pretty easily, but I look at it as almost like hydration.
Yeah.
That's
Because
how
you're
I-
getting, and I feel like it's just filtrating your
Yeah.
system.
I
Yeah.
love that you I feel like a lot of people don't do this, but you really concentrate on there's no good or bad foods. There's just better, and concentrate
Yes.
on getting the best that you can.
Yes.
And that's how to like improve your life and get to a place that you want to be, because I think people tend to demonize certain foods, and then that's when they start getting really
That's
really
when you want them.
discouraged.
That's when your desire to eat those foods
Right.
goes
Yes.
up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Tell me
'cause-
I can't have something, I'm gonna have it.
Yeah. I almost feel like a healthy mindset and like a healthy outlook on food is just gonna translate into a healthier you and like then a better looking you. And I almost feel like my mindset like naturally gets healthier when I'm pregnant and breastfeeding, because I'm just thinking, oh, like I need to put some healthy nutrients in my body for the baby, and I'm not even like thinking about myself looking skinny or anything, and I'm not restricting myself or depriving myself on anything that I want, but I'm like, oh, like I need to get some greens, or I need some healthy fats, some healthy proteins, because I want that for the baby. And like I
Yeah.
wish that I thought
Of
that,
yourself like that.
like
Yeah.
I wish I thought that when I wasn't pregnant, I wasn't growing another human. I wish I was like, oh, like I'm growing myself, and like I need to get those healthy things in for myself, not trying to like restrict myself on
Yeah.
anything,
I
you know?
love that. That's beautiful.
That is great.
But
That's
I feel
sweet.
like that's like such a healthier way of looking at food,
It
you know?
is. And think of it in terms of fuel, fuel for your body. And I think personally, I've always viewed food as fuel because I grew up as an athlete.
Right.
So it was, how is this food going to help me perform? It was never about how do I look, and of course it's how you feel, because if you feel better, you're going to perform better. But it wasn't ever about that. And I feel like if you come from it at that angle, you're gonna look better because of those things.
That's such a good point. I know veganism is really popular right now with a lot of NBA players and
Yeah.
NFL players.
Kyrie.
Kyrie. So it's great because I feel like that's the approach that they're taking as well, probably, is that it's fuel for your body. And if these athletes, it's their job to perform
Yeah.
well, and that's what they're feeding their bodies, and they're seeing a difference in the performance, that says a lot right there.
Yeah. It's about maximizing the amount of nutrients that you can get in a calorie. So if you're going to eat this number of calories, then you want to maximize the number of all the great stuff that goes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talk about that all the
Nutrients
time.
and
What
Yeah.
would I eat in a day?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like get more nutrient bang for your buck. It's
Yes.
like,
How important do you think that exercise is in terms of living a healthy lifestyle, then also weight loss?
Well, fitness and exercise will definitely help you lose weight. It will help you maintain your weight.
Yeah, when I work out, I feel like I want to make better decisions, and I just like when I'm not working out, I have problems with like anxiety, and I feel kind of down. And when I get like those endorphin highs, I like want to do better things for my body, and I want to eat greens. Whereas if I'm just like sitting on the couch all week, I'm like, let's get a box of donuts.
Let's keep this going on.
Let's just get a pizza tonight.
Yes.
Let's not move.
I know,
Yeah.
it's so weird how that happens.
I tell people you have to take a detour off of that bus. You've got to get back on
Yeah.
the fitness bus because it's
Yeah.
going to get you back on the fruit and vegetable and the whole grain bus. You
Yeah.
gotta,
Oh, that's
you
a
have
good
to
tip.
stop
true.
the madness.
And
Yeah.
food tastes better when you're
It
working
does.
out consistently.
It really
And you
does.
sleep. I find that I'm more energized too. Like I find that I don't need as much sleep when I'm on a consistent
Right.
workout routine than when I'm not. Then I feel like I need to like sleep in, and then I feel really tired throughout the day. But if I like wake up and work out in the morning,
Yeah.
I feel it's like such
Take
a
on
great
the
start.
world.
Yeah.
And then when
Day.
you do go to sleep, it's like this high quality sleep. Like I feel like, oh yes, you
Deeper.
earned it. You
Yeah.
earned it. You're like, oh yeah, I'm out.
And it feels so good just to be doing something for yourself that
Yeah.
you know is
Yeah.
good for you. Like just to take time out of your day to be like
Yes.
bettering yourself.
Me too.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said, I'm really, really good at making excuses for myself and being like, oh, I need to get this done instead today. Like
Yeah.
I can't work out today. And then it's like I'll get in these cycles where I'll go like a week without working out because I'll be like, oh, I'm just too busy this week. I just can't do it. And I know that like that's not true, that I can make the time, but do you have people that have that
Yes,
same
and I
issue?
go through the same thing. And it's, you know what, if you tell yourself 15 minutes, all right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to just work out for 15 minutes. The hardest part is starting. And once you start, you automatically, you start feeling good. You're like, oh, well, I can do 15. Oh, I can do 20 minutes. Oh, I did that to myself yesterday. And I'm like, I'm on this bike and I'm like, I'm just going to do this for 15 minutes. And, you know, like 45 minutes later, I was like, yes. And then I'm going to do some strength training because, you know, it just, you know, kind of feeds itself.
That's totally
When
so,
I go to
yeah.
the gym, I like spend 5 minutes just sitting in my car thinking,
I don't want to go inside, and then I'll just be like,
once you go
okay,
inside,
just
you're
go inside
great,
for
yeah.
5 minutes and start. And if you hate it, like just after the warm up, you can go home. But then I'm always like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get blown
Okay.
away.
And look at it as not taking away your time, but it will truly, for every 30 minutes of exercise, you gain 4 hours of productivity.
wow.
I mean, that's pretty
Gives that
powerful.
mental clarity. What does your personal workout routine look like? Are you someone who works out every single day? Do you have set days? How do you manage it?
So my workout routine is 6 days a week, and that might sound a little crazy to some people. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for that. But I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a very busy life too. I have friends, a husband, and so you can do it. So I usually tell my clients to think of workouts in terms of 3, 2, 1. So 3 days, you want to do some cardiovascular work. You could run, you can brisk walk, you can bike, you could swim. 2 days, you do some strength training. You can use dumbbells. You can use body resistance work, which we're going to do today. And then 1 or 2 days, do mobility training. Do some yoga, do some stretching, you know, sort of put yourself back together again. And then 0, you got to take a rest day. I think it's important for everybody to take a rest day. You really, that's the time when your body gets stronger. It's when you allow your body to recover and get better.
I'm really good at rest.
All right, so we are going to head out and we're going to do an amazing full body workout. We're going to do 5 moves and you are going to feel every inch of your body on this. You're going to feel great. This is the diamond squat. Push your hips way back, put your weight into your heels and keep your chest up. This is the squat, thrust, jump. You're going to jump your legs back, keeping abs tight. Again, keep chest high and just keep your momentum going. This is the modification for anyone who needs a low impact exercise or who is a beginner or perhaps pregnant. This is a hand release push-up. Keep abs tight, bring your chest all the way to the floor, and press up with those strong shoulders, triceps, and core muscles. Keep your body as straight as possible. This is a single leg deadlift. This is great for glutes, hamstrings, and keeping your body super mobile. This is a boat crunch. Keep your hands behind your head and elbows back.
Angie has a really great website where you can talk to her and get in touch and kind of figure out her tips and tricks, and she's going to give you guys a really good coupon code so you guys can get on to the road to awesome.
If you want, you can get on a 30-day plan and you get workouts with me on video. You also get an entire plant-based meal plan, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even a snack plan, because we all need that.
Yeah.
And then lots of motivation, and then an awesome community. It's a virtual online community. They're
cool.
going through the journey with you and giving feedback, and I'm in there giving you feedback every day. I know what you're doing. I get you to, you know, kind of plug in, and then that's how you stay accountable and be successful. Today we're going to offer a special 50% off promo
awesome.
for all the
Yeah.
vegan
Thank
viewers.
you.
And, well, you don't have to be vegan, but just a vegan viewer.
Well, thank you so much for watching today's episode of The Vegan View. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And Angie, thank you so much for coming back
Thank
and being
you
on our
so
show
much.
again. Honestly, her last episode that the last episode she was in was one of our favorite episodes.
Aw.
So we'll link that down below if you guys haven't seen it already. We had a lot of good conversation in that. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And again, check out her website for awesome nutrition and workout plans. And we will see you guys in the next episode of The Vegan View. Bye.
Bye.